The problem is there aren't any funny words that can rhyme with navel. The forest, bagel? Yeah, the Forest Bagel. Welcome to the Forest Bagel. Hello, here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Pikmin 1. In today's video, we're finishing off the Forest Bagel. Okay, that joke's gonna get really old if I keep saying it. So, let's move onwards. This should be the last of everything else we'll need to do. There's a part of me that's a little bit worried, though, because, fun fact, my channel has a history of the 11th episode of Let's Play being the most cursed one. So, isn't that fun? And I just realized, that's also applying to Breath of the Wild as well, because episode 111, like my plan for that, every recording session that could possibly have episode 111 in it right now is kind of not going super well, and I've had to do a couple of resets these past couple of weeks, so yeah, that also applies to 111 as opposed to just regular 11s. That's just fun, dandy. So there's not much for us to do left in the Forest Navel, so what we're going to be doing at the moment, let's be smart about this. Yay, they actually separated in a very nice way that makes it easy for me to get the Pikmin that I actually wanted. Yay! There would be charging at the 5-year blowhog. This place about to blow. I haven't been able to find this, but okay, there's a music parody of a couple Kesha songs like 14 plus years ago that I really liked that I haven't been able to find again. One of them was a parody of Blow, but it was called Snow. And I don't remember what the other song was supposed to be a parody for, but the parody song was called Vegetarian. And it was like such early 2010s YouTube energy. And I really wish I could find those videos again because they were really funny. The most I remember from the song was I think I'll play in snow. Anyway, we're moving on over in this direction, and they have conquered their mighty monsters. The nice thing about this area coming up over here is that to get both of these ship parts, they kind of require like all three Pikmin types. At least the first one we'll be collecting is. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, the second one doesn't really need the yellow Pikmin. But this area over here kind of requires all of them because we have the fire geysers coming up over here, and this is at a point in time before we can actually destroy these things. So yeah, we need the red Pikmin to go through the geysers. There's a pond coming up that we need the blue Pikmin to get through, but it's on a high cliff, so we're gonna need the yellow Pikmin for that. This area down here always looked really cool, like seeing the glowing fungus mushrooms down there. That part, that's so cool. Where is that other Pikmin? There's a sprout over here. We'll find you at the end of the day. I should let you know, this next ship part we'll be collecting, there is a glitch on the GameCube version that can make this one permanently inaccessible. I think it was fixed in the Wii version, and if it was fixed in that version, then it was definitely fixed in this one too. But if you're playing on the GameCube version at least, there's a glitch where the treasure we'll be collecting up here can bounce off the walls into the abyss. And if that happens, then it's no longer accessible for you and you're going to have to reset the day. The unfortunate thing is that this game doesn't have any like safety precautions for if a ship part gets out of bounds. So yeah, even if we reload the next day, it won't show up again ever. And it's kind of on the unfortunate side because the ship part we'll be collecting up here is kind of required. So yeah, that's a little bit on the unfortunate side. We'll be throwing our yellows up here. I think we only need like 15 or whatever, but we'll carry a couple more. Oh, I guess we don't need it. Oh, yes, we do, because of the thing up here. Yeah, the blue Pikmin we're going to need because there's a geyser right here we'll need to destroy with our face. And whee! I think only yellows can reach this one. I might be wrong about that. Okay, yeah, it is 15 net. Is required for that. And two of them fell off the cliff, because why wouldn't they? I love it when they fall off the cliff and makes everything inconvenient for me. Okay, that right there, I'm so glad that happened. So, One of the cool things about the blue Pikmin is that if they're nearby a drowning Pikmin, more often than not, then they'll act as a bit of a lifeguard and throw the Pikmin back on shore. It is really cool. Okay, let's not have all of you drown. Let's get out of here, get out of the water, get out of the water. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright. I found my Libra. My daughter gave this to me. It's named after her astrological sign. My sweet little girl. I don't know what she's doing right at this moment. I know it's meant to be a sweet moment, but the first time that I ever saw that, like, I was always imagining that her daughter at this exact moment was probably playing, like, video games or, like, watching TV or just, like, something stupid like that. So, and somebody drowned. That is wonderful. They call me wonderful. Okay, over here. There we go. I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent real quick, and I know I've ranted about this before, but playing through this Let's Play has made me realize this is even more so the case than I initially thought. So, I get what they were doing with the motion controls in this game. I get why they made it so that the cursor only moves when you're actually holding down the button. But I feel like that's like also the worst possible solution they could have come up with for this. So my problem with it is that back on the Wii version, it was so easy to just have your Pikmin on standby. And please for this. Okay, there's only 20. That's good. I found my analog computer. This computer conveys the kind of vague data that falls outside the range of ones and zeros. Actually, to be honest, it's a little bit too vague, so it isn't very helpful. So the annoying thing about the motion controls in this game is that because the cursor doesn't start moving until you're actually moving into things, you can't really plan ahead of time. So if I were to throw a Pikmin over the flower over here, on the Wii version, I could just like do it like this, but it's a little bit more difficult to do it on this because I have to actively hold on to the button, and that kind of requires a bit more like brain power. And the fact that you have to like also take into account like the Joy-Con motion controls, and it's usually, and more often than not, it's off. The really big problem is that because they don't actually turn on until you hold on the button, it's always off. It never feels right. So even if it was, even if they wasn't like that, I would still take like regular gyro controls. You'd have to resync every now and then anyway. Like with Captain Toad Treasure Tracker's pointer, yeah, it was annoying having to resync it, but I would gladly take that over this nonsense. Having to only being able to actually use the motion controls when you're holding down the button is like the worst possible compromise you could have possibly come up with, and it makes the game so much more annoying to play on this version. So yeah, that's my rant. I don't really like the motion controls in this version, and if I were to recommend one version of Pikmin 1 to pick up, 100% go with the Wii version. Like, I feel like the Wii version really is the definitive. Hi! That person used to watch my videos! Hi! But yeah. I would 100% recommend the Wii version over the Switch version any day of the week for Pikmin 1 and 2. If it's your only option, it's not a bad version. Like, these games are still very well playable, and if you don't like motion controls at all, then this definitely is a good compromise because, like, you could still, like, move Olimar somewhat independently of the cursor, kind of, somewhat. But, yeah, I'm just not really fond of how they handle the motion controls in this game. Libra, my daughter gave this to me. My late return must have her very worried. I've never covered 24 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 5 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Alright, we got one more ship part to go. And after this, we would have completed our 3rd region. Only the distant spring remains after this, and there's always just like a super bittersweet time whenever I replay through this game. So, I've replayed Pikmin 1 like easily dozens of times. I've lost track of how many times I've played through this game. And just that feeling of knowing that all that's left to collect everything in is a distant spring. It really does give a sense of this game is ending soon, and this is usually the point in time where I stop playing. I will admit, my big downfall when it comes to playing games is if I feel like the game is going to be ending soon, I just kind of stop playing because I don't want it to end. And I realize that's such a stupid mentality, because by not playing the game, I'm effectively ending my time playing the game because I'm not ending the game. So, in recent years, I've gotten a lot better about actually sitting down and finishing a game. Like, I completed Ocarina of Time 3D earlier this year, and like that was such a good feeling, finally finishing that game after all this time. Analog computer. This strengthens the outwards and muscles of the dolphin's computer. While it does make the computer smart, it also makes it quick to anger. It's just like my boss. I would never cover 25 out of 30 parts. I can find just 4 more. I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. I wonder if they knew that, like, Chateau was going to be a character in the future games. Because I don't think they had Pikmin 2 in mind when they were developing this one. Pikmin! 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 Would you get over here? You're not doing yourself any favors by being your first thing, having your first action of existence be to literally not follow me after I pluck you, you twerp. That's what your name's gonna be. I'm gonna call you Twerp. How you doing, Twerp? You wanna join the other Pikmin? Well, too bad. You're a Twerp. Whee! No, I can't stay mad at you. You're too cute. So, yeah, we have a crap ton of time left to do. We don't really have much left else to do here. We could raise our Pikmin population, but honestly, we don't really need to, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's go to Sunset. "11 days since impact. If I can just find 5 more parts, the dolphin will be fully rebuilt. But time has grown short. I must not flag in my search. Even if I can have a cover of every piece, I will not give up. Surely some of these parts are not absolutely necessary. I can almost see my smiling family." Pikmin population! 3 regions down, and as far as we know, 1 more to go. Next time, we take on the distant spring. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and next time, later to you. Oh yeah.